Hey guys, come on in, have a seat. Okay, everyone, put your things away. Don't take anything out yet. We're going to watch a little video on our topic of the day. All right? Everyone ready? All right.
You should know that it all starts with the sun, evaporated oceans and lakes. We're here to tell you about rain. The water cycle makes it rain. Evaporation makes it rain. Condensation makes it rain. Sun heats the ocean, molecules go round and round. Going faster, they begin to jump up and down. Become water vapor flying up to the sky. Get together from a cloud, my oh my. I'm talking about condensation, you know it's fine. Water from the earth evaporates to the sky. And what condenses must come down just the same. And when it does, it's wiggity rain. You know that rain is precipitation. Collects and starts to evaporate. And then it starts all over, and that's a fact. That's the water cycle, you can believe that. Rain. The water cycle makes it rain. Evaporation makes it rain. Condensation makes it rain. Your brain is on vacation if you don't know about precipitation. The water cycle never stops, you see. CYCLE. That's the cycle, and you know it's like that. The earth recycles water, you know it's not whack. It's all natural, it's not coincidental. Keep the water clean, cause that's environmental. Rain. The water cycle makes it rain. Evaporation makes it rain. Condensation makes it rain. Peace, I'm out of here.
Okay guys, how'd you like that? Pretty fun, huh? So, who knows, who can tell me what that was about? Right, the water cycle, okay? So, let's see, let's talk about the water cycle. That's going to be what we're going to talk about today. This water, okay, we're going to have, this represents the water of Earth, on the Earth's surface, okay? Is water a solid, liquid, or gas? I think you guys know this. Yes, it's a liquid, all right? Where do you find water and where does it come from? Give me some ideas. Raise your hands. And I'm not talking swimming pools, drinking fountains, all that. We're talking about natural resources on the Earth's surface. Yeah. Like a lake, yeah. What's one of the biggest major sources of water? The ocean, yes. Okay, so we got lakes, oceans, waterfalls from the sky, right? Streams, underground there's water. Okay, so this is the Earth's water. Now let's talk about evaporation. Can everyone say evaporation? Okay, good. All right, evaporation is the changing of liquid to gas. So when the sun heats up the water in the rivers and the lakes and the oceans, it turns into water vapor, okay? The water vapor leaves the river, lake, or ocean and goes into the air. It's a gas. You cannot see it or taste it. Guys, can you turn off your phones in class? Thanks. Okay. So, evaporation. Okay? It's when water vaporizes into the air. You can't see it, you can't taste it. Alright? Now, after water evaporates from the Earth's surface into the air, condensation occurs. Condensation is when water vapor in the air gets cold and changes back into liquid, forming clouds. Okay? Can everybody say condensation? Okay, good. So condensation is when, so let's start back from the beginning. We've got the ocean or the lake, wherever. The sun heats it up, okay, and then some of the water evaporates, turns into water vapor, okay, and then it gets up high and it gets cold and it condenses. Okay, that's condensation. All right, so this sponge represents a cloud, which is what? Condensed water. Good. Okay, so let's dip it in our water. Okay, so the water has evaporated. This is manual evaporation. Okay, and it's in a cloud full of condensed water, okay? What happens when the clouds form with a whole bunch of condensed water? What's going to happen? Yes, it's going to rain, right? Okay, that's called precipitation, okay? Here we go, precipitation, all right? Precipitation occurs when so much water has condensed that the air cannot hold it anymore. Okay? The clouds get heavy and the water falls back to Earth. All right. What are some examples of precipitation other than rain? I know we talked about that. Snow, right? Good. There's two others that I'm thinking of. Hail. Anyone think of the last one? The last one is sleet. Okay? So hail, rain, snow, and sleet. Those are 4 ways that liquid falls from the sky. Okay. Can anyone tell me if this paper towel will still be wet tomorrow? What do you think? Okay, no, it'll probably be dry. Why? Evaporation. Good. Okay. So the water will, the air will warm up the water that's on this paper towel, and it will evaporate. Okay, I'm going to keep this here. We'll prove to you all tomorrow that the water will evaporate and the paper towel will be dry. Okay? So we have just learned about all the elements of the water cycle. Okay? So remember this. Water on the earth is never lost. Water keeps changing from solid to liquid to gas, and then back to liquid and solid. Okay? It keeps moving from the earth's surface to the sky and then back to earth. This continuous movement of water between the earth's surface and the sky as it changes form is the water cycle. Okay? Somebody tell me why they think the water cycle is important. Yeah, we need to drink water, right? Okay. People need water. Who else needs water? Jimmy? Yes. Plants. Okay. Alicia? Good. Our animals, right? We need water for survival. If we didn't have water, if it rained and that water just disappeared and the water disappeared, we wouldn't be here. We need water to survive. Okay? That's why the water cycle is so important. That the water never goes away, it just cycles around. Okay? So everybody, why don't you get out your notebooks, your science notebooks, and a pencil, so we can write down some key terms and definitions about the water cycle. All right. All right. Can everybody see that? Can I move it up? Sorry. Okay, so the first term you guys learned, evaporation. Okay, water from the Earth's surface turns into water vapor and rises into the air. Okay, picture of a little lake. The water is rising up into the air. Okay. Give you a minute to write that down. Okay, water vapor, water in the form of a gas. I left that blank intentionally because water vapor cannot be seen or tasted. Okay, it's in the air, you just can't see it. So that's blank on purpose. Give me a minute to write that down. All right, next is condensation. As water vapor reaches colder air in the sky, it turns into drops of liquid water or bits of ice, and clouds form. Give me a minute to write that down. All right, next we've got precipitation. Water that falls from the air. It can be rain, sleet, hail, or snow. Okay, so you guys remember when I had the sponge full of condensed water, and then I squeezed it when it was so full of water that the water fell from the sky. And remember, you can have water, which is rain, you can have sleet, hail, or snow. It just depends on how cold it is, where the cloud is, and what the temperature is as it falls through the sky. That all depends on whether it turns into sleet or snow or hail. Okay, I'll give you a minute to write that down. Finally, we've got runoff. Okay, I didn't really cover this earlier, but runoff, I just want to make it clear that some of the fallen water and melted snow may soak into the ground. However, a lot of it runs over the ground. Okay, it collects into rivers, which bring the water into the ocean. So the water comes, some of it soaks into the ground, some of it falls into the ocean directly, some into streams, and then it runs kind of like mountain into, there's little streams that form into larger rivers, eventually going into the ocean. Okay. Give you a minute to write down runoff. And feel free to draw little pictures in your notebook to help yourself remember what each of these terms mean. Okay, and last but definitely not least, you've got the water cycle. The continuous movement of water between Earth's surface and the sky as it changes form. Okay? So here's all the terms we wrote down, right? Evaporation, it starts here. We've got the ocean or a body of water. Okay, the sun hits it, the water evaporates, turns into water vapor. Okay? As it reaches up high enough and starts to cool down, it condenses. Okay, so condensation occurs. And what forms? Right, clouds form. Okay, and then eventually when the clouds get so full of water, precipitation occurs. So we've got four ways: rain, sleet, hail, or snow. Okay, depending on the temperature up here, here, okay, that's going to affect what falls from the sky. Okay. Then the water, snow, sleet, or hail, remember them all, okay, hits the Earth's surface, and it goes directly in here, or it hits the mountain and trickles down, and it's the runoff eventually leading into the ocean. Okay. All right, does anyone have any questions on the water cycle? Okay, guys all got it down? Okay. If anybody needs any more time to write the terms down, I have these up here. Feel free to come up. You can borrow them. Once you've completed putting your terms in your in your science books, I want you to get in your small groups. We are going to do a poster on the water cycle, okay? And I'm actually going to take this away because I want you guys to use your notebooks and your brains to come up with an idea. Okay? So I'm going to pass out poster boards and markers, and you guys collaborate, work together. You can do any sort of setting you want. You can have a lake, you can have an ocean, whatever situation you want to do as a group is great, okay? And I want you to label each component. So label evaporation, condensation, etc. Okay? Any questions on it? Okay? All right. Go ahead.